What are vertically opposite angles or vertical angles? In this figure, we have two lines, line L and line M. These two lines are crossing each other or intersecting each other at this point O. Okay. Now, angle 3, this angle, and angle 4, angle 3 and angle 4, and angle 1 and angle 2, angle 1 and angle 2. These two are pairs of vertically opposite angles. 3 and 4 are vertically opposite angles, and angle 1 and angle 2 are vertically opposite angles. So, you'd be thinking that, hey, it's okay that angle 3 and angle 4, these are actually in a vertical direction. That's why it's good to say them vertically opposite angles. But this angle 1 and angle 2 are actually, they appear and they are actually in the horizontal direction. Then why don't the name is horizontally opposite angles? The thing is that this word vertically is not referring to the position or the in the direction these angles are lying. Like this is appearing to be in vertical direction and this in horizontal direction, but it's not referring to that. Actually, this word vertically is referring to this center, to not center but the crossing point or the point of intersection where these two lines are intersecting each other. This is a vertex where two lines are crossing each other, and this word vertically is actually referring to this vertex or the point O. That's why the name vertically opposite angles. These angles are around this vertex O. Okay. Now, next point is that this angle 3 and angle 4, that they are vertically opposite angles. Angle 3 is equal to angle 4 and angle 1 is equal to angle 2. That is, the vertically opposite angles are always equal. And if you want to prove it, then let's do it. So focus on this one. Like this angle 1 and angle 3. Okay, just focus on angle 1 and angle 3. These are actually what? These are forming linear pair, right? This is a straight line. A line is intersecting it here, and that's why these two angles are actually forming linear pair. These are adjacent angles, but you can see that the non-common arms are opposite. Therefore, angle 1 and angle 3 are angle 1 and angle 3 are forming linear pair. Now, since they are forming linear pair, okay, therefore we know that angle 1 plus angle 3 will be equal to 180 degree, right? Now, similarly, focus for this angle 3 and angle 2. Same thing here. This line L and this line M, this angle 3 and angle 2 are actually forming what? Angle 3 and angle 2, they are also forming linear pair, right? Now, since they are forming linear pair, therefore it means that this angle 3 and angle 2, if you add these two angles, then it will be equal to 180 degree. So if this is first equation and this is our second equation, from equation 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2 we can say that angle 1 plus angle 3 is equal to angle 3 plus angle 2. And why? Because angle 1 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degree and angle 3 plus angle 2 is also equal to 180 degree. It means that this angle, this sum is equal to this sum. What does it imply? It implies that If you take, this is plus angle 3, so this angle 1, if you transpose it by applying transposition method of to angle 3, this will become angle 3 plus angle 2 minus angle 3. We have applied transposition method on this one. So this will be angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Why? Because this will get cancelled. This is plus angle 3 and this is minus angle 3. It means that angle 1 is equal to angle 2, right? Now if you want to see for this angle 3 is equal to angle 4, let's do that, but we'll apply the same process. Let's do for angle 3 and angle 4. So you have to prove that angle 3 is equal to angle 4. So focus on again on angle 1 and angle 3. So angle 1 and angle 3 are forming linear pair. Therefore, angle 1 plus angle 3 will be equal to 180 degree. And again, focus on this side, angle 1 and angle 4. So angle 1 and angle 4, this one is also forming linear pair. So angle 1 plus angle 4 is equal to 180 degree. It implies that from first and second equation, it implies that angle 1 plus angle 3 is equal to angle 1 plus angle 4. Because both of them are equal to 180 degree, it means that angle 1 plus angle 3, if I apply transposition method on this one, angle 1, if we transpose it, this will be minus angle 1 when it will move to this side, and this will angle 4. So this will get cancelled. Angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Right? So hence vertically opposite angles are always equal. Now remember one thing, that never, like, let me show you the example. If we have, let's say, like this, something like this, okay, okay, let's say that we have a figure like this. So if someone says that, hey, this angle and this angle, these two angles are vertically opposite angles, and if this is angle 1 and this is angle 2, then these two are vertically opposite angles and they are actually equal. No. Why? Remember, vertically opposite angles is only possible in the condition where two straight lines are intersecting. In this case, we don't have two straight lines that are intersecting and that are making these angles. In fact, this angle is being made by these two lines, and not, we have four different lines here. This is one line, this is one line, this is another line, and this is another line. We don't have two straight lines, right? So we should have a straight line. This is not a straight line. Same thing for this one. If someone says that this angle and this angle, if you name it angle 3 and angle 4, these two angles are equal because they are vertically opposite angles, again the answer is no. Why? Because in this case we have four different lines. In this case we had only two lines, they were making the vertically opposite angles, but in this case we have four different lines. We don't have two straight lines here that are making these angles. That's why these are not pairs of vertically opposite angles or vertical angles. Let's do some problem here. So if we can see here, we have two straight lines. We have lines intersecting at this point, and therefore we have some angles. Of course, they are vertically opposite angles. So you have to find the value of x, y, and z in all these cases. Okay, let's solve for this one. So here you have to find the value of x, y, and z. We know that 55 degree and this y are vertically opposite angles, therefore y will be equal to 55 degree, right? That's very clear because they are vertically opposite angles. Now, if you look at this, focus on this one, like, let me draw here. On this line and on this line, focus here. You can see that this angle X and this angle 55 degree, these two angles are actually in linear pair, right? Because these two are non-common arms. This is one common arm and two adjacent angles forming linear pair. Therefore, X plus 55 degree will be equal to 180 degree. And if you solve this, this will be X is equal to 180 degree minus 55 degree. And when you solve this, this will be X is equal to, this will be 125 degree. 125, 130, yeah. 125 degree. So X comes as 125 degree. Now we know that X is equal to Z. Why? Vertically opposite angles. Now since X is equal to 125 degree and we know that X is equal to Z, therefore Z will also be equal to 125 degree. Solve for this one. In this case, you can see that here we don't have only two lines. Okay, we have third line as well. This is one line, this is another line, and this one is the third line. Okay, so be very careful in this one. Now, first find out the opposite angles. Well, in this case, opposite angles are which one? Only 40 degree, this one and this one, right? Let me draw it so that it can help you. This line and focus on this one, right? So two straight lines, two lines, and therefore 40 degree and this angle Y, these are vertically opposite angles and therefore they are equal. Clear? Now, are angles X and Z vertically opposite angles? The answer is no, because this X is related to this line and not from this one. Okay, Z is being made by this line and this line, but X is being made by this line and this line and not from this one. Therefore X and Z are not vertically opposite angles. So how to solve them? Very simple. Let me show you how. So what you have to do is focus on this one, this line, and again this line, same lines, this one, right? This and this. Can you see that? This is straight line being intersect by this one. 40 degree and Z are actually linear pair. Can you find that? Right? This is the common arm. These two are two non-common arms. 40 degree and Z are actually adjacent angles forming linear pair. That's why Z plus 40 degree will be equal to 180 degree. Why? Because they are forming linear pair. That's why if you solve it, Z will be equal to 180 degree minus 40 degree, and this will be Z is equal to 140 degree. So we have the value of Y, okay, and we have the value of which one? We have the value of Z1. Which one is left? The left one is only X, and that's very simple to find. How? See, we know the value of Y. What's the value of Y? Y is equal to 40 degree. Okay. What about this one? This is 25 degree, right? This 25, this 40. So can we say that this whole angle, if we extend this line to show you, okay, we have extended this line, this is 40 degree, this is 25 degree, so this whole is actually what? This whole angle will be what? Will be 65 degree, right? This whole angle is 65 degree. Now focus on these two lines, this one and this one, right? So now this angle x, this x and plus this angle 65, aren't they linear pair? Two non-common arms with one common arm. This is angle x that's being represented here, and this is angle 65 degree. By how? Why? How? 40 degree plus 25 degree. So if you solve this, this will give you x is equal to 180 degree minus 65 degree, and this will be x is equal to 115 degree, right? If you're getting confused on this one, how we got 65 degree, let me again tell you. This one and this one, these two are adjacent angles, and you can always add two adjacent angles to get the final angle between these two lines, between the two non-common arms. So this is 65 degree.